Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, they have their own sampling.
Then Wells and
station.
Dean's is only coming up to 40, and I thought it was 50. The other users?
Yeah, it's changed. They're down on
Okay,
flow.
that's cool.
Yeah. Our biosolids went up, sludge biosolids. We had to get a little more ground this year for that. Industry, if you look at the next page,
But there's a difference between flow.
flow and solids are two totally different things, yeah.
So maybe it's 50% of the concentrate makings comes
Oh.
from those people, but we don't know that exactly.
If you look, like Wells Dairy on the next page is down significantly on flow,
Right,
but on the CVOD and TSS, they're up.
right.
Or not the TSS, the CVOD.
Now, does some of these things for flow, does that have an effect because of our flooding situation last year? Did that have
No.
an effect on the flooding?
Mm-mm.
Because didn't it come in through the?
Oh, I'm sure we had some,
But
there was
not
some,
enough to make these numbers.
you
right?
get some infiltration.
These
Hopefully the
numbers
town's
are
getting,
without that.
I've been working on the collection system for a lot of years, trying to
So you-
eliminate the
Okay.
worst manholes, the worst lines that are leaking. Matter of fact, in the next week, we'll be relining 2 blocks
Right, right.
of sewer line.
So
So-
it's just that we got this stuff, it didn't come.
Oh, no.
because it
You
was special
always,
event.
you always get infiltration somewhat. It has gotten a lot better over the years.
Okay.
Dean Foods, they're down across the board with flow, CVOD, TSS. Collection system, we were just talking about that. We maintain approximately 71 miles of sanitary sewer. We have 15 lift stations now. If you look there, due to the flood, we lost a force main on the one lift station going across the river. Had to have that replaced. Had some extra lines put in. And like I said, we'll be doing some more slip line, and I figure so much of manholes, I budget so much for rehabbing manholes and relining sewer lines every year. And that's the quick and dirty, unless somebody's got some questions.
Well, have we got repairs that have to be done this year?
Uh,
These facilities, or do we have to start getting ready to do repairs?
No.
Because they have to be done in the next 18 months.
The collection system is in pretty decent shape. The plant, I put in for some extra money.
Right, that's the original.
Yeah, the roughing filter needs some work. We hopefully have enough to do that, and an EQ basin work. We need work on both of those. The roughing filter is the worst. And, our engineering firm is coming out with the, I think we got a meeting next week.
Next Thursday?
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about it first, and then we're gonna walk around, him and me are gonna walk around the plant, and we're just gonna physically look at everything and talk about what our future needs are gonna be, what really needs to be rebuilt, what doesn't, because it's been a long time since this plant was rebuilt,
That you're talking about the main plant.
the whole facility. And we'll see, according to the numbers, if we need to expand, just rebuild, expand, or, he's got a couple different ideas he's tossing around that we're gonna,
Is this in that 5-year plan that they're messing around with?
I don't know if that's in the 5-year plan or not. I know, like I told you at one point, that plant historically has been rebuilt every 7 years since its inception. And the last time the plant itself was totally rebuilt was early, like 2000, somewhere around 2000. So we're going a pretty good stretch of not rebuilding the plant. And I gotta hand that to my guys. We got some unbelievable maintenance guys out there that can stay ahead of a lot of that stuff.
I think what he was referring to is the 5-year program that DNR has put out,
Oh, that,
levels
Yeah.
we need to get to.
yeah, they're requesting disinfection and several other parameters that we have.
Is this
Chlorides.
in your program Thursday of what you're looking at?
We're gonna be talking about that
Is that
too.
involved in it?
It'll be discussed, yeah,
Okay.
because they have you have to have it done in so many years. And hopefully we can get started on it, and they're pretty lenient. If they know you're working on it, they leave you alone.
I think it was 2001 or 2002 when we had the DNR
Mhm.
I don't want them back. We did an emergency repairs, $1 million in the month of June or something like that. just
That was in
to keep it
2000. Yeah, we built that
turned-
second
to
run.
keep it turned on, because they wanted to shut us down completely. So, we made them as happy as we could make them that day.
Same people?
The DNR people.
Well,
But he-
same guys?
Yeah, he sat in row two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew where he was sitting, and he had a big old book like this, and he's just sitting there. And we asked the then city administrator if we could actually do some of these things, because it was $1 million or more than $1 million. And, you know, you gotta have rules and procedures and stuff, and the then city attorney said, sounds like you got an emergency, and we said, yep, all in favor, say aye, and we're going to spend $1 million. Month of June or July.
There is $1 million in the budget for the domes and the
Right,
road.
but if you spend $1 million, you gotta go through all these bidding and awarding and all this kind of stuff. We didn't do any of that year. We just did it.
Used the engineering firm, we just took the old blueprints from the other
We did.
roughing filter and,
Yep.
And we just hired anybody that could want to drive a pickup truck.
You got 2.5 million in that fund, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of money in the fund. At that time,
Because
we didn't have any.
I was under the impression when we scheduled this meeting for next week that this is eminent,
I think he's gonna be throwing suggestions at you on different directions that he thinks. That's what he's gonna be discussing with you guys, and then we're gonna look at the plan. And you guys are more than welcome to walk around with us if you want. But I think this is more informational and to throw ideas out, to see which direction that the city might think that, you know, what you think of his ideas.
But this Greg is gonna be there, correct?
Yeah, Greg's,
Is Greg gonna be one?
Greg's gonna be the
Well,
one.
he's from the engineers, right?
Bolton.
Bolton, right?
Bolton Make Engineering, yeah.
But the DNR will not be there?
No.
We don't invite them anymore. We didn't invite them today.
I think this comes from my request. I wanted the committee to be more attached to what's
Yep.
going on down there so we can help think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then you're more informed,
Hey,
make better decisions. So,
any questions for Ron?
Good report, Ron.
Yep.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Ron. Appreciate it.
Excellent.
Miss Jessica, you are CVB.
Hello. So I'll just follow suit with them because I have a tour coming in a little bit today. First page and a half actually is pretty much where your marketing dollars were spent for the various events through 2019. Social media, that is, our top one still is Facebook. So we've actually increased, last year was our sesquicentennial, so we had a pretty significant jump as far as followers from 2018 to 2019. So as you can see there, we went up almost 1,200 people last year just with our social media followers just on Facebook. The top reach, actually, and that is not an error, Christmas Acres post last year generated 173,000 people that actually looked at that, which is incredible since we only have 5,700 followers. So it was huge. The engagement, people interacting with us, sharing it, commenting, things like that, was tremendous. So hopefully they had a really good year out there as well, and their own interaction on social media. Those other ones that are listed there are also social media platforms that we maintain. So Instagram was a new one for us last year, really kind of started doing that right around or prior to Sesquicentennial. Twitter, we follow or take care of 6 Google business pages. That's your city facility pages. So making sure that we're responding to any negative reviews that might be posted there. YouTube and Pinterest are the other 2 that we use. Your city's website, again, we had a fairly significant increase from the prior year. So we had 14,141 additional visits from the year prior, so that is good. Again, I contributed that probably most likely to our Sesquicentennial Festival last year. And then just kind of a breakdown on kind of what they're doing when they're on the site. Page views, just your facilities, which are all your parks, golf course, the ones that I maintain, is still your heavy hitter. So 13,000 people looked at those specific pages last year. And then I don't know what the LMPD is doing, but they have really in the last year kind of taken over one of the top spots of what everybody is interested in. Kind of a funny fact, so we're redoing the website this year. We started that last year. And it was suggested to us that we put the LMPD more front and center on our site.
They put these little cute dogs that they put on
No.
their website, and then everybody shares them.
Well, they were
And then
talking
everybody
about
comments on it,
another
and then they
community
share the comments.
that had done that with their police department, because the looky-loos all want to know what's going on and who's getting arrested for what. And we thought, that's just kind of weird.
No,
But
not-
as we've been going through it this last year, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're kind of right. So I don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but just an interesting fact. So Kevin and his guys are, yeah, got a lot of lookers. Your facilities, those are those 6 that are listed there. So last year, 315 different meetings, banquets, what have not, came through the CVB's office. And then just kind of that breakdown of where each of those, or what those facility numbers look like. Actually, we're up very small from the year prior, so we actually had 6 more in 2019 than 2018. However, your convention center usage took a little bit of a hit last year. We were actually down 24 events versus the year prior. But your golf course was up slightly with 4 more, and our shelter house was up pretty well, or probably where you see a lot of that offset. There was 17 more events there last year than 2018. The Olson Center wasn't even open in 2018, so there's not a lot of comparison there. And then Scout House, we only had 2 the year prior. Foster Park, 15, that's pretty standard. Your motor coaches are your groups that came and spent a day here in Lamar's, doing everything from Veterans Park to Pioneer Village, all of that. Obviously going to the parlor and the Browns. 40 coaches came through our office last year or made contact with us to help them set up some type of itinerary for them during the year. And the bulk of that actually is in Q3, so I think it was 31 of them came. So it's very busy, October through November, especially going into the mid-November to December when everybody's doing their Christmas travel. We'll see a lot more people from, not local, but in Iowa versus maybe Minnesota, South Dakota. Nebraska still has quite a few that come up too. And then just that last piece is your,
Excuse me,
yeah,
Those 40 buses, that doesn't include the Browns side, right?
that does, correct.
Total of 40 buses?
Mhm.
I thought we had 25 buses between November and December.
31 from mid-November to mid-December.
Okay.
Yeah, that's according to what they're giving me. So if they've got, they're not tracking it, I can't tell you for sure. Yeah, that includes theirs as well. Let's see, and then that last piece was the hotel motel grants that came in last year as well. And then just a couple of graphs are kind of a breakdowns for you on those last couple of pages, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about as far as website usage, and then your group tours, where they're coming from, and those numbers that are involved with that. Any questions?
Any questions for Jessica?
Yes, I guess, because I'm the new kid on the block, maybe if I could, not now, I don't want to hold up your tour, but I would like to get with you and look at the 17 and 18 facility numbers compared to these two.
Sure.
A little bit more careful.
Absolutely.
We'll follow up.
Okay, sounds good.
The other thing that the police does is they put these cute little grandkids on those pictures with officers and then throw them on their websites. So then everybody likes those and sends them around.
You like some of the touch and go stuff.
They understand how to promote. You might want to talk
They are
about
part of our website. That's why I can see what's going on.
I know,
So,
it's pretty amazing.
yeah, their social media presence, I do have to say, has very much changed in the last couple of years. So
Absolutely.
I look at it every day. All right, what's going on? What can we share? Just to
Absolutely.
try to help
Very
get
good thing.
information out. Yeah.
Did a good job, Jess.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Anything else?
I didn't get Marcy's picture on
No.
Yeah.
I think I still got my own picture on the website, which is kind of nice because.
Okay, last, but certainly not least, is Finance Director. Jacob?
And I don't have anything today.
Scary.
Now, something from the audience.
Oh, no, wait, I thought you were.
Just one more thing, I just was talking with Jason on my phone. We got our first FEMA reimbursement check, so maybe Jacob wants to touch on that a little bit, but we had 6 projects from the flooding, which I have to give Mike Weiss credit for. He's done a lot of the legwork on that. Jason, myself, and Mike had several meetings. We went through about 4 or 5 different FEMA people. But we are very diligent on that. We have been over the past years from recovering monies from floods and snowstorms and things like that. So we got our first check on the debris removal. It was debris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so hopefully we've still got 5 more checks to come. Of course, you won't get refunded 100%, but I think we got, what did we get back on that, 75% or something like that? It was very good. So kudos to Mike, and hopefully we get some of that back, so if we flood again, we can reapply, but hopefully we won't have that problem.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, it was nice to see that FEMA money coming in. I know I talked to him a couple weeks before that, and they said we were one of the last ones on their list to get processed through because of our claim size. So it's nice to see that check start coming in.
We're not done yet, we got more coming?
Yeah, there should be several more checks coming in.
Okay, good. Anything else? Anything else, Jacob? Here you're seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion made, second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.